Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's DestroyYesterday here again. Today I'm going to go over just a basic guide to how the base building works. There's new parts and new things, and it works a little bit differently than it does for when it was in Atlas Rises. Alright. So first, before you even begin to build your base, you're going to get one of these things. It's called a base computer. Alright. Now, in order to do a lot of the things that you need to do, you will need to follow the missions that go with this thing. Alright? It's after the tutorial missions when you first begin the game, and then it says base archive missions in your log. Like this. That's what it'll say. Do all those, and it'll help you get the pieces to make your base better. It does take, though, a bit of time as well, so just be aware of that. But for starters, this thing allows you to rename your base, claim it, etc. You can put any one of these down, as many as you'd like, anywhere on a planet, to claim that area as a buildable area for your base. So basically you can build a whole city if you really want to, and want to do all those resources. Unless you're in creative mode, then you can just build and build and build. Alright, once you do that, you will need to actually go over here. There's a thing in your building area that's called a blueprint analyzer. Now, when you go in here, well, first when you first start building, you'll notice you're not going to have a lot of blueprints for things to build. Just the normal wood stuff. That's normal, alright? You have to collect salvaged tech to unlock these, the salvage module, you can see here, to unlock these things, to get more pieces for your base. They cost such and such, 5, 3, 1, and then once you get more of those, you'll see here, I have a lot of things because I've unlocked it. Now, those are found, those modules, I think I've collected all of them in my area, but they look like a little Wi-Fi signal. You go to there and uncover them with the terrain manipulator, and then come back here and buy the parts. Alright? So pretty simple. One huge tip I would make you be aware is create a save point and save frequently. I know how many times where my game has just randomly crashed or something, and I've lost, say, 30 minutes of progress. Not very fun. Alright, so make sure you save frequently. Now, in order to start the base missions to unlock the things that you did for Atlas Rises, you will need to build a circular room. As you see here, once you build that circular room, the missions for the base will come up and you'll be able to build these little guys. Start those missions. Build all those. Do all those things, and you will be given the blueprints necessary to plant your plants, and so forth. And get the rover and things like that. Alright? Now, after you do all those, you'll probably want to create something that makes you feel like home. There's a couple catches, though, for these things. Kind of annoying sometimes, but that's the way it is. These new base parts there's quite a few, and they're actually pretty dang cool. I do like, as you can obviously see here, I do like using them. That makes my base look like a home. The bad news is, they are not compatible with these things. The only thing that can hook to them is these parts. Now, obviously that's an invalid position. If I go out here and do it, you'll see, there, see, it works. I'm not going to put it there, but that's the only thing that can hook to these, other than the landing pad, obviously. That is kind of a bummer, but it allows you to still be a little bit more creative. Some new things to the base are the refiners here. This is the medium one. You can put 2 things in and it'll give you 1 thing out. Or 1 thing in and it'll give you, for instance, if I put condensed carbon in here, it's going to give me carbon at a 1:2 ratio. So I'm going to get 90 from that. So whatever you put in there, you can mix and match, things like that. There's a bunch of stuff on Reddit that there's a lot of walkthroughs that tell you what you put together will make what. So those are pretty cool. I'd recommend you using the medium or the large refiner, as I'll show you here. So that's the portable one. That one requires carbon to run. I would not use that one at all possible, at least until you get these medium ones. They're in here. So there's the big one. And here's the medium one. Those come in really handy. You can put a thingy to change your appearance in here as well. So that's cool. Next is how you can build. Now, I mentioned before that you can build anywhere on any planet. Well, that comes with its risks. There have been moments of people saying that the base still fills in when you build underground. Now, knock on wood, I haven't had that problem yet. I've had this base for, a month. Probably not a month, probably a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks. As you can see in here, it is yet to fill in. Alright? Now, that may be because I built in the cave. I did not undo any of this, the majority of this. As you can see, I built right over it, like so. I found that to be very handy, but as you can see here, I still built into it, but it has not filled in yet. So, be aware of that it might fill in. Now, there is a limit to what you can build in one particular area. Go up here and show you. Horizontally, you cannot go to a certain extent. So if I keep running over here, you'll see eventually these will disappear. Now, it's pretty far. Keep going. Still going. So you can see, oh, right there. You see a change? I can only build to right here with my base. Now that is pretty dang far. Now this is a big circle, so circle-wise it's going to go around the whole thing here. That's the limit horizontally. Now, the way to get around that is as soon as you leave here, just build, if I can find it, another base computer. Not chromatic metal. You build another base computer, you can then build right here. And that whole circle will come up over here now, and you'll have two big circles next door to each other. Alright? Now, the limits for building vertically are pretty dang high. People have gotten well past the planet's atmosphere before it won't let them. So, have fun with that. Build your skyscrapers and things. Lastly, the teleporter is a little bit different than it used to be. So we look here. It obviously, one, it gives you a lot more things. You can filter it by all. You can filter it by space stations, just your bases, or other people's bases you visited. As you can see here, it keeps track of a lot more than it used to. So that is really nice. One way to understand where that is, if you don't remember, say what it's called. If you don't like naming them like I do, I usually just upload them because I think it's cooler to just have them be a weird name. If you go to Discoveries, you can see the last place I visited was here, Ryugano. And I go here, and there it is. Then you know where you need to go. The last current place you teleported from will be the one that's at the top. So, it comes in really handy. For instance, if your base is really far away from the space station in your system, you can just teleport there, back and forth, without even having to use any liftoff fuel or any of the fuel that was required to use for your ship. So very handy. I use that a lot actually. All right, and lastly, the exit craft. Now you still can only build one per base, like one. So I can't have 2 rovers. That's what I mean. Now, if I built another base computer over there, I could put another rover down. So be aware of that. It does take a bit of practice, as you can see here, to have things click, you could say. If you can imagine it, you can build it, essentially now, which I absolutely love. So, that's all you have it. Hopefully I covered everything that you might need to know. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Remember that if you build a base or a farm, it now works in real time. So your plants will grow while you're asleep. For instance, at night and your game's off, your PlayStation's off, or your PC or your Xbox One. But the downside to that is a lot of these plants do take a long time to grow now. The fastest one being the frost crystal, which takes, I believe, an hour. So the selenium and the cactus flesh takes 16 hours, I believe. So kind of choose your poison on that for what you want to grow. But everything else still works the same as Atlas Rises for how you can place things. You cannot place I always get confused where all these things are. One of these, this is actually one of the things I hate the most about these new base parts. The stupid store can only be placed in the same places as Atlas Rises, the cuboid rooms or the circular square rooms. It's kind of dumb. For instance, I wish I could just put it like right here or something, but you can't. So be aware of that. Your possibilities for building and on the bases here are unlimited. So that is awesome. Thank you for watching this. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. I usually respond very, very quickly, of course, unless I'm asleep and you ask something at 3 in the morning. So be aware of that. I do live in Utah, the United States. So, but I'll try to get back to you as quickly as I can. Thanks, guys.